Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I am super excited to give you a hands-on review of the new light by Zhiyun, the CM15. This is a portable but yet powerful little pocket light that can be a game changer also in your toolkit. So the use of a pocket RGB light is kind of self-explanatory. You can use them to add interest to your shots. You can use them as accent lights, you can use them as fill lights, and you can mount them with a lot more ease than you do with the bigger and more yet so flexible lights. And right now I'm actually just using the pocket light right here as my main light for this video, just to see how it looks as a main light. But I could also change the setup up and use this pocket light to make my background a little bit more interesting if I would like to. So let's just try to do this. So I guess this will do for now at least. But I guess you see the point that this is pretty usable. I think it's on like 10% or not even so. So yeah, it's really powerful to use as an accent light. So before we go on with the video, I just want to make it clear that I was provided with this light from Zhiyun, but I've not been told to say anything in particular, and this will be my totally and honest opinion about this product, as well as how I have used it was something I came up with myself. But make sure to stick around because I will actually test this also in real life for some scenarios, just to show you how you can use this little cool light. So for this first test, I decided to use the CM15 for this little scary sequence, because the light comes with like these 18 built-in modes that will do different kinds of lighting. And being an RGB light, the possibilities are more or less endless. So we get like fireworks, police car and bad bulb and all these light modes that you might have seen before. And these are really creative modes that you can use in your shooting if you want to. Jeg sidder bare og larmer mit løs der. Vil du bare? Kom her. So I hope you like this little sequence that I did shoot with my son. It was a bit challenging to me, I must say, because I'm not used to shooting at night or in darkness, but I think it worked out pretty well with this light, and just done really quick before he was supposed to go to bed. And in this scene I used the lighting mode, and I used the bad bulb, and I used like the police car mode, and also used the fire mode. And then I used the light in the background to add some sort of drama to some of the scenes. And I think they turned out pretty well. I mean, we just set up the light and then we started shooting. It was pretty easy, and also with the bad bulb thing, what I did was I attached it to a clamp and then to a magic arm, and then we had this sort of thing in the ceiling that I could screw it onto, and then I could use it as a real bulb. So yeah, that was pretty easy. And I really couldn't have done that with another light that was just a little bit more heavy, because I am pretty sure it would have fallen down. So anyway, you might not be doing these sort of little sequences, but perhaps you would like to do some product photography, and I also try to use the light in product photography. So with a peak illuminance at 1280 lux, and with the full spectrum of RGB light, There are so many possibilities to use this light. It also ranges from 2500 to 10,000 kelvins, so it is really easy to emulate the kind of light that you need for your scene. And this can of course also be used when you are doing product photography. So this was just another really quick setup that I did in my office here because I had both my kids at home. And as you see, I started out with an iPad as the bottom of the shot because I wanted to do a reflection shot of the bottle. I did decide to take this away and use another kind of prop that I had at home because I think this suited the shot better, and also because I was going to use the iPad a little later. So I have the key light on my product here to the right, and I'm using a 5-in-1 reflector also to add some more diffusion onto the shot. Probably should have used a square softbox, but yeah, we did it really quick. Then I used this bounce board to pop in some light to the side. I could probably have used the CM15 for this as well, but what I did also was that I took the CM50 and I took it from the top of the bottle, and then I lit down on it to get some accent light on the top of the lid or the bottle. And then I decided to place it in the back of the bottle as well because I wanted to show some of this delicious darker gin that was in the bottle, and I think this was really nice that you could use the light for this. You might use this more for like cognac or whiskey, but I think it worked out as well for this kind of shot. So what I do is for each photo I take here is that I take them into Photoshop and I do a composite, and yeah, a little bit of magic in the Photoshop app, and then you end up with a shot like this. I think this is a pretty decent shot that I just set up in like 15-20 minutes at home, and yeah, did really quick with my children screaming out on the other side of this room. So the reason I decided to change the setup, as I said, was because I also wanted to do another shot, because I bought this new Pepsi bottle that is called Pepsi Blue or something like this, and I wanted to do a shot with this Pepsi bottle and make this the reflective shot. So we used the iPad again here underneath the bottle, put the Pepsi on top of it, and then I started using the CM15 with a blue hue on it to add some blue colors to the shot to highlight this blue cola that we are trying to shoot here. And I did the same as before. I took several different shots using the CM15 and then composite this into the final image. But for this one I also used the CM15 to take a shot where I used it to shine at the background, just like here. And here we made this sort of gradient behind the bottle just to make this shot a bit more bluish and more like futuristic, if you may say so. And because the drink is blue, I also decided to make a shot where I shine light into the bottle just to highlight the blue color of the liquid inside the bottle. So we got these two photos here, and again I think this looks pretty decent for a really quick shot at home with this CM15 light. And I just hope that this shows you how versatile this little light is and how easy it is to use if you want to make your shots a bit more interesting and also add some color to the images. So finally I used the CM15 to do some creative portraits, just to see how this will work at the portrait session. The CII is supposed to be 94 and the TTLC is supposed to be 96, which is really close to the real colors of the world. So this should really produce some good colors if we use this for portraits. For the first setup I wanted to make some sort of tribute to Lionel Messi, so I took on my old Barcelona shirt from when Messi was playing in number 19, and I set up the RGB light here on the left side to shine red on me, and on the other side I used another light that I usually just have sitting here, and I put on a blue gel to shine some blue on to the other side of me. Then I also used another Zhiyun light to shine up into the roof to give some glow and definition to my hair, just to make me stand out a little bit. And again, this would of course have been way easier if I had used a real background and not just the rolling curtain back here. Of course I did some editing in Photoshop to remove me from the background. And this will never be as good as using a real background, but I think you get the idea of how you can use these sort of lights for this kind of split toning in your portraits. So again, this was kind of the lazy man's approach, which of course will not give you the best results. But again, I hope this shows you, if you have a creative mind, then there is a lot of possibilities to use these kinds of puckle lights for portraits. So for the last one, if you have seen this video on my channel, I did a how to take moody self-portraits video a long time ago. And this time I just wanted to use this light to see if we could do this as well. But what I did was I made this gobo myself by cutting into a tracing paper sheet. And then I put the CM15 to shine through the light to add some interesting shadows on me. And usually you need kind of strong light to do this, but the CM15 was able to provide enough light to make this happen. It would have been nice to have been using the barn doors here to direct the light more into the tracing paper, but I do not have those. Also, I did use a light behind me, again the Zhiyun light, to highlight my hair. So this was acting as a hair light. Perhaps this is not something special, but I think this just shows you again that there's a lot of possibilities and that this light is capable of providing some real strong light. Also in my semi-lit by the sun room here. So what makes this little C15 a unique light and a must-have in your toolkit? It is pocket-sized and it only weighs 140 grams, which is really nice. It delivers 15 watts of full RGB power. It comes with these 18 different kinds of scenes that you can use pre-built. And it is really portable and handy to use. You can adjust the lighting and the modes with these two knots, which are pretty easy. And then they have made this attachment down here, which makes it easy to attach it to stuff. This light, you might think, have I seen this before? Because this looks quite a lot like the M25 ray from Zhiyun as well. And it is like the cheaper cousin or something like this. This is supposed to be the more consumer-friendly version of the 5-ray light, and it's basically the same with a little less output, but also with a little less weight. This also means that you can use this with the accessories for the M20 light, like the magnetic case, where you can attach honeycomb grid and barn doors and stuff like this to it. It also makes it magnetic, so you can attach it to different kinds of metal, which is pretty nice. I think that you have this possibility too. So as I said, it is supposed to be cheaper than the 5-ray M20, which means it is going to retail for almost half the price. It's supposed to cost like $59 US, and the other one costs around 120, 29 or something like this, I think. So yeah, that's half the price, which is really nice if you're looking for this sort of RGB light in your toolkit. And yeah, I think for 59 bucks this is quite a steal, because it is a really useful light and I enjoyed using it for making all these kind of creative things that I did in the video here, all from the little scary sequence to the portrait photos and to the product photos. And I guess the possibilities are more or less endless. It's just your imagination that will set the limit. So if I am to say something bad about the light, then the only thing I can come up with actually is just that the battery life is not that long. And I guess you cannot expect this from such a little light. It is possible to plug the light into a power bank to keep the light going for a longer time. But if you run it at, let's just say 100%, then I only think this would last like 20-30 minutes on a full battery. So keep this in mind. Anyway, this is all from me now. If you liked the video and found this interesting or useful in any way, please make sure to hit that like button and also consider subscribing. It really helps me a lot being found here on YouTube, which is something, of course, I would like to do. And also it indicates to me if you found reviews of gear like this interesting on my channel. Anyway, guys, I will see you around, and all that's left to say is take care and yeah. Boy.